actually 2 more questions. I was mistaken. But they gotta be really good questions. Oh yeah, from the balcony. Ah, my friend in the balcony. What do you have for us? The question is basically the punctuation points of comedy. Do you want to sort of reflect on those? Because there were some laugh out loud moments, in particular at the beginning.
No, I think we, you know, John didn't say a lot to me about this character. He pretty much said, you know, he said the only thoughts I've got about it are that I want it to be from Detroit, and I want to feel the first time I see him in the chair that this guy's the most unlikely candidate for a spiritual transformation imaginable, and I thought that actually, you know, was a cue to go pretty far with how, you know, his whole vibe, and the 2 guys that were most interesting to me and the best sort of source of inspiration were very much like that. They were intense, very intense, but I was laughing all the time because and I'd say by the time we were done with them, I'd say 60% of the phrases that come out of Stone's mouth in the film came from them. All of those, you know, the vegetarian line and that was. I asked this guy why he hadn't fought back in a fight. He got in a fight while we were there, and he had gotten knocked around. And I said, "Well, you know what? Why wouldn't you fight back?" And he said, I'm 3 months from review, and when you're close, you got to be vegetarian." And I said, "What?" Like, and I said, "You know, you can't have beefs with anybody." And it was, and it just went on and on and on. I really can't overstate. I think there's very few lines that he didn't put his hand to and bring the phrase, you know, 2 pumps and a swirl. It's just, there's a whole, like, there were things that were so, it was like another language, and it was so fascinating to me and John that we figured out places to put some things, but then John had a legal pad with a side sheet of all the things that these guys had said to us that we just wanted to find room for or a way of expressing. And I think it's great when you have when you have it all, a sponge that's all soaked up with that stuff. It lets you go places that you didn't expect. And sometimes, you know, I was also trying to see if I could get De Niro. I was trying to crack him, see if I could get him to smile or get him to laugh, and you know, that which is the dynamic of the scene. And I never did, but part of it was just throwing all that stuff up against him, and we would. I like that Stone is amusing. I like that he's because I think you should have mixed feelings about him. I think.
I would imagine De Niro